Hey Hebrew fans, this is Todd. So today I'm going to work on Fort Kernum and basically working on this BraveStarr set. So as many of you know, I started with these right here, which are the normal ones that it came with, and I made little glow-in-the-dark fill-ins for all these panels that I was going to then make clear stickers to put over the top or decals, make them all glow. But as time went on, I realized that that was not going to do for brightness. So then I went and made these cool little pieces to replace them, and they have different pieces that fill inside here. Then I have little panels that go inside here are lit up MP3 players that then work instead of those. Let me check my audio. Pieces to replace them. Cool. Now, one thing I did do also is I added some light bright pieces, as you can see. And when I turn on this little light, chink, oh, they're supposed to light up, but they don't always light up the way they're supposed to. No! Which is why I want to redo them all, because somewhere in here I got some shorts going on. I don't know if it's in the switch. There we go. You can kind of see them lighting up. And I got a whole bank of lights inside there. And I made it so I can replace these just to have a little more play features to it. So I wanted 3 sets of lights, one for each computer terminal. As you can see here, I got a couple light brights in this one as well. Let's go ahead and try this and see if I can get it to turn on. There we go. Doo-doo. This one has only one light in it. And then I have this final light, which is made to go over the jail cell. I haven't made a housing for it yet, but here it is. And the thing that was bothering me was each one of these requires this little pack of holding these batteries, which is a lot of batteries to go through. And so as I was working on my lava for my Snake Mountain, I realized there's a better way. And the better way, I can find it here. A couple different ways. One is to have a 9-volt battery bank, which is better because it's a 9-volt battery instead of big on and off switch, so it would last longer than those small little pin batteries. And then I found something even cooler. There's some more of my light bulbs. Oh, here it is. And this is basically a light, or not a light. This is basically a plug that goes into USB spot. So I can use a battery bank like this, and you plug it on in, and it's either 12 volts or 9 volts, or 9.5 volts, depending which way you go. And I use these for my lava, and it works way better. So that is my plan. So I'm going to take and I'm going to cut this cord open, and we're going to solder right to it. My last one, I actually made it so that I hooked it up to this plug right here, and that worked really good. But this time we're gonna go a little more gangster on it and actually make it a little more permanent. So there we go. So no more battery packs, no more replacing batteries over and over again. I will use these I can buy on Amazon pretty cheap. It's got 2 plug-ins and make this their power unit. So let's talk about the plan. Hey Master Far, thanks for joining us. Weird Fantastic Toy Adventures, thanks for being here. So I thought a lot about this plan on how to make this work. Let me put these ones away so I can keep my mess to a minimum. Let me move all the BraveStarr extra pieces. See, here's all my BraveStarr paraphernalia for the fort there. And let's talk about the plan. The plan, Stan. So I got these cool little solder sleeves here, which basically we have the small ones, the mediums, and the big ones. So we got our, what is this? Well, the yellow ones are 10 gauge. And so these must be 20 gauge, 30 gauge? I'm not sure. We'll figure it out in a minute. Once I get them open, we'll take a look and see. So those are those there. And I accidentally bought 2, so I got lots and lots of solder rings. And let's put BraveStarr away so I can pull this castle out and figure out how we're doing this. BraveStarr. Okay, so let's pull out the fort here. I thought a lot about this, about how to make this work just the way I want. Oh, everything is falling. Everything is falling. All right, so at first I was going to put the battery packs on each side underneath. There you go. I was going to put the battery packs on each side underneath. But then it's kind of in the way of his feet and everything else. And I started thinking more and more about it. And then I have to run the wire up and over the top of this doorway and back down. And so my 3 points of location is one on top of the jail cell to light it up. Oh, man. Everything is just falling to pieces. The second location is these lights right here. And the third location is these lights right here. And so I realized one good central source is to store the battery pack up here on the roof. Now I was going to put it... Everything's just falling apart on me. It's been one of those days. Now I was going to put it up on the tower. That would be kind of cool to have, like, maybe it mounted on here on the back side or somewhere on the tower, but I realized that extra weight of that battery on that tower would just cause some problems because it's a little bit flimsy. It's a little bit flimsy. It's a little bit rock and roll. And so I decided instead just to mount it right here like that. And then I could run one set of wires down here along the back side here and right into this unit. The other ones I can run the wire across the top here down this side, and again the same thing along the back corner there. And then the third wires will just come across here and then over to the jail cell. So this wire across here is going to be the most flimsiest hanging across, but the other two should be a pretty solid connection. So now let's see how far this unit sticks out. That's going to be key. This sticks out quite a bit. And so I can't have it nicely, neatly tucked right in, because it sticks out so far. You know what? You know what? You know what? I have an idea. I have an idea. I'm going to get a 90-degree angle and see if I can get that to work. And you guys can stare here at my cool stuff. I'll be right back. I got some 90-degree angles here. These are some USB 90-degree angles. And this way, I could still have the wires. Nope. There we go. Of course, it doesn't matter. I can just turn the pack over, but I like to have the lights on top. Then, I can run it like that. Yes. Yes. That will work great. Because now, of course, you guys can't see it because that tower's in the way. I'm going to put the tower out of here so we can get to work on this. The tower of no power. Okay, there we go. So now I can run my wires much easier. Now the tricky part is, obviously, if I cut the wire here where I should to give me the most amount of wire left over, I really want my splices happening close in. So I want one to go straight here, one to go straight here on this end, and then one to go over to the jail cell. So I'm going to actually cut this wire short and pray that it works, because I only have a couple opportunities for it to not work. And it looks like, let's see if I got power going to this. Is it not powering? No, it's not powering through the angle. There we go. I wonder why it didn't power on the other side. Oh, there we go. Maybe it just shuts down after there's no power going into it. So I think the 90-degree angle is my solution. Let's see if I got another one that goes the same direction. I do. Cool. I got two for the same way, so I can plug in something else later on and not have to worry. And I think they'll be better to have it going like that against that edge. You know, though, if I do that, when this closes down, we will see it from the front. Oh well, that's fine. People just think it's an antenna or something. I think that will be okay. It's kind of fun too because it's got a little red light on it. So, serving number 12. All right, so now that we have our plan, we need to get some wire. We need to get some wire cutters and get cutting and soldering, and we will piece this out. If you're wondering what all these pieces are right here, I made these. They are floor pieces, and I put them in here all over. I have enough to fill the front all the way here, and then two in there to give me more floor space, because I just wanted more. I just wanted more in the midnight hour. Anyway, you guys get the idea. So these floors go in front here. Just gives me more space for the figures to hang out. I'm going to put all these. Yes, I made a lot of floor pieces. Look at all those. Look at that. Look at that. Looks like cassette tapes or something. If anybody's younger and watching, they're probably going, cassette tapes? What is he talking about? What are these cassette tapes? Okay, so it is time. It is time to try this out. So I'm just going to take one of these lights that are already undone, and we will test our circuit first before I go hog wild on this. So we know we have to have one in the middle, and one on the end. There we go. So the red one goes in the middle, and the black one goes on the end. And there's our power. There's our light. So we have power. So now let's unplug this. And you know what? I'm going to leave it a little bit long just because I'm afraid. I have fears. Let's see who's joining us. Waldo, thanks for joining me. I see that you are green, which means you can go watch the video I just put on there the other night for members only. Mike Fee, thanks for being here with us. Black Phoenix 77, thanks for being in here as well. And the rest of you guys will see the video either Thursday or Friday when I post it for everybody. Right now the video doesn't have a cool thumbnail, doesn't have all the information yet on it. Okay, here we go. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Oh, this is so scary. So scary. Usually I hook up to the plug. Oh, all this beautiful wire wasted. Wasted, I tell you. Wasted. Okay, so now we need to get into this wire and see what we got going on in here. It's always a bummer trying to get through this without good, decent wire cutters and strippers. Having good strippers is always handy to have. There we go. And we have ourselves 2 wires. Hooray! It's going to be easier than I thought. We have a red wire. Pull the red wire. And we have a black wire. So, if all goes well, I'm guessing red to red, black to black. That's probably a pretty safe bet, right? Let's go ahead and test it before we actually start soldering. Red to red. Block to block. Oh. Come on now. Okay, it's time to use this, the temporary switches. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun. All right, I have these right here. I use these when I'm just testing stuff out and I don't know how it's going to work right or not. So we will stick the red in here. Boop, jump. Oh. Whoa, switch my camera around. That's my ceiling. Sorry, you guys. All right. You will stick the red wire into... open the switch. Open the switch. Hooray. And you will stick the other red wire into the other switch on the other side. That looks pretty good. And we'll just test the black by touching them. 9 volts, please. 9.5. All right. Here we go. Here's our test. Hey, we have light. I don't know if you guys can see it. I don't have my hands blocking it. All right. So we are set. We have our plug. We know what we're doing now. We have our lights. Oh, we got a mess of lights here. Now, when I made these connections, I was not very good at what I was doing. So we're going to cut these all off way back here, which really stinks. Ugh. Ugh. And now we need a leader line from these up out into the back right here. So I'm going to get some wires here. And just to make life easy, I'm going to make them red and white. Red and black, I mean. Oh, I don't have my black wire in anymore. Okay, we'll make it red and blue. Red and blue it is. Here's my black wire. Oh. There it is. I got my black wire right here. Okay, we'll make it red and black. And let's get out my solder sleeves. And I'm going to go with this 16 gauge wire right here. And my CAUs for all these 22 gauge wires should be just fine. Just fine. Yep, look at that. And I'm going to actually just separate them out. So I'm going to use all black for the black. Now I'm going to want to take and untangle these because last time I wasn't quite so clean about doing this. So red goes to red, black goes to black. Let's just put some tape around it. Hey, is my screen frozen? No, did I lose my internet? Let me know if you guys can still hear me or not. Give me a quick thumbs up or thumbs down or something. Let me know I'm still connected. Hey Eric, my day was pretty good today. Do these lights come in a more yellow light? They can. Oh, thumbs up, you can hear me? Cool. I don't know why my video froze on... That's weird, I can't see my hand moving in front of it. Okay, well, if you guys can still hear me and see me. Okay. So now to strip these wires. Strip. Strip. And final strip. Ugh. Oh. Okay, let's line all those up pretty good. Sink. There we go. Now they're all lined up. Now let's do the same to the black. We're going to strip these. You know what? My light is dying. Look at that. It's okay though. I have my next light, my CC. Chink. There we go. Nice and bright. It's ready to continue on. All right, and let's line these ones up too. Ugh. These ones are not lining up as nice. I have to get some new tape, I think. All right, just gonna undo them and retape them. There we go. There we go. Da-da-da-da-da. Charge. Okay, red's lined up, black's lined up. Now let's get some wire. I'm going to make this wire extra long because I want to make sure that it can survive the trip all the way up the inside of the fort and across the top to our plug. So here comes the first red wire. Now if it can't power all three of these lights, I am just going to be beside myself. Okay, there is my red wire. Now I'll make the black wire the same length. Now normally I would slide on my heat shrink tubing and everything else ahead of time, but you know, since I'm only doing one end of this, I can slide it on later. So that's the cool part about the way I'm being. But I'll have to remember later on to do the heat shrink tubing ahead of time when I put the next piece on. Blue moon. BraveStarr called in an electrician. Yep. Yeah, I should have brought in my Hank Pym figure that I use as Jim. That'd be funny. You know what? I might just go grab Jim. Ugh. All right, let's go get Jim, the technician. Ran into my wall on my back. Here we go. Here he is. He is ready to work. Ah. This is my Eternian guy that fixes everything. Everyone thinks it's Man at Arms. Man at Arms just invents things. This is the guy that actually goes in and changes the light bulbs, and we'll just have him here ready to work. All right. So now we got to strip these wires. You gotta strip these wires. Okay. Probably want about a 1/4 inch strip on these. That probably sounds pretty good. I'm just going to strip one end only, just the side I'm going to terminate. Terminate that wire. If my friend George was watching me, he'd be cringing right now. He'd be like, Todd, I can't believe the way you're just hacking that together. All right. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. Pretty good. All right, let's get out the gauntlet. Now, last time I did this, I had my old soldering gun here, and I soldered everything together, and it was a real pain in the Tahuti. But this time, we are going to do this completely different. We are not going to solder using a soldering gun. We are going to use those solder sleeves that I got from Amazon that I should have put a link to in the description that I did not. Sorry, you guys. Jim the Repairman. Okay, set this one aside. I don't want to mix these up. That is done. These are here. These are gone. Get the tape out of here. Heat shrink tubing out. Get these battery packs out. Get this light out of there. And hey, my friend Jim from work, if you're watching, this is the figure I told you I based on you. I have a friend at work named Jim who watches my channel, and I told him I made a figure of him, and that's him. Now, my friend Jim actually has dark hair, but the dude's amazing. He can do all kinds of stuff, so. All right. Plug in my magnifying light. Magnifying. Okay, it's magnifying, but come on, work. Why isn't my light turning? Oh, there's a switch. I got to turn the switch on too. Ooh, it's got two modes, bright and dim. I didn't even know that. I just kept it on bright the whole time last time. Okay, let's bring in our part. There it is. Now, let's use the Dr. Octopus Connectomundo. And we will start with the red wire. Red wire. These are all loose. Loosey-goosey. Okay. And then you'll bring in, oops, wrong piece. And we'll bring in my new red wire. Red wire. Yikes. Oh. How are these all so loose? It's just crazy. They were just sitting in the bottom of my drawer for a month. I think my granddaughter might have went in there and played with them, because I've seen her playing with these arms quite a few times. She's probably in there spinning them around. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Okay. That looks pretty good. Now to get all these lined up nice and neat. Get that lined up nice and neat. Oh yeah, you know what? I'm gonna actually use my 20 gauge. I know that one side really requires a 16 gauge, but I can't do it because this side won't close. Now I gotta make sure I have all of the conductors inside there. You know, I have to go get my special stronger glasses for a minute, you guys. Hold on a sec. Okay, I got my stronger spectacles so I can see what I'm doing before I destroy this in one shot. Let's see what we got going on here. Conductor, conductor. Oh yeah, that looks pretty good. That looks really good, all lined up. Got all my conductors inside there. Yes, all right. Now for the heat gun of power. Heat gun of power! Ah, it's getting tangled up in my microphone. I wish I had the little cool metal rod to go around it to heat up both sides at once, but I don't. There goes the solder. There goes the solder. We want it to flow evenly. Flow evenly. All right. Let's give it some time to cool. And while that's cooling, I'm going to go run this light and charge it really quick, so in case I run out of power before I finish. Still very doughy and sticky. We definitely don't want to move it while the solder's still hot. So you got to wait a little bit longer. I wonder if I heated it up enough. I can still see the ring not completely deformed. I probably should have gone a little longer. I guess we'll find out in a few moments. Okay, it's cooling down pretty good now. Let's go ahead and remove this. And let's move to the black ones. This time I need my black wire. Black wire. Just line those right up. So if you can get them lined up before you put the stuff on, then it should go pretty easily. All right, let's go and twist these all together. This is my twistamony. See, my friend George is freaking out right now. Finger oils, you're ruining the wires. The conductors are being destroyed by your finger grease. I can already hear him now. He's probably watching the video yelling right now. Yeah, man, you know better than that. I know. Just like yesterday, I didn't clean the parts before I painted them. All right, we're gonna also use a 20 gauge wire. Soldering sleeve. You know it's 20 gauge because of the red on here. So you have your 20 gauge. You got your 16 gauge, which has the blue. And then you have your 10 gauge, which is yellow. That's how you can tell what different gauges they are by the coloring. All right, let's go ahead and go to the red. And let's put this together. Slide those on in there. I did not do a very good job twisting that. Even though I'm not supposed to twist it and did that wrong by twisting it, even in my wrongness, I didn't do a very good job. Okay, let's try this again. Stay together. Okay. I'm going to have to move this camera for a minute so I can see what I'm doing. Urgh. There we go. Oh, my tape is in the way. No. I was afraid of that. I was afraid my tape was too long. We do not want to heat up our solder sleeve into our tape. Hopefully George is skipping this video. All right, we got that lined up. We got that one lined up. That's looking pretty good. Pretty good. All right, let's heat it up. There we go. It's like the solder is melting like it's supposed to. That's a good sign. Hooray. Oh man, I shouldn't have moved it. No. I was trying to straighten these wires out because they were bent, but unfortunately the solder was still fluid. Hopefully I did not ruin the solder joint. Just let it cool for a minute. Let it cool. While we're waiting for it to cool, let's check out Rio Blast. Rio Blast. Oops, now I knocked the wire. Here's my Rio Blast right here. There he is. This is him before he got his cybernetic parts. He's going to be one of the guys in my stop motion. And this will be one of his, he'll be one of the people living in this fort. So here he is. I remember years ago when he first got our Classics Rio Blast, some guy posted his BraveStarr fort and how cool it was a Rio Blast. And I was like, oh, that is so cool. I have to do that. And I spent the next few years trying to find a fort. And this fort was fully complete in the package still. When I opened it up, though, the package was all yucky, water destroyed, and everything else. So it's been a lot of work going into this thing. A couple parts were missing. Then I had to go find some stuff on eBay. But I think it's... and he fits really cool in here. I mean, check this out. Look at that. It looks like he belongs there. Zoop. So cool. All right, let's check our solder. See if it's cooled down or not. Yep, it has cooled. It has cooled. So now, we need to put our heat shrink tubing on. And let's be very concise on how I want to do this. So let's take a look at these wires. And think about how we want to make this look, because again, we don't want it too messy, and this is the messiest one of all because it has so many lights hooked to it at once. I may only have I may be only able to use one plug for all three of these because that's a lot being pulled. As you saw, our one light was not as bright as I wanted it to be, so. Yes, he belongs there, not in MOTU. Ah, Mike. Come on, Rio Blast is awesome. Wait till you see my stop motion. I got the first script made. I think you're going to like it, man. I think it will help make sense of the whole craziness of Rio. The craziness of Rio. All right, let's go ahead. And I think I'm going to put some extra long heat shrink tubing on here just to cover this up and also to come down these wires a little bit to make them more like cables. I'm debating if I want it to come, another piece to come down further or not, though. Let me go and get one. And let's just see how this looks. So yeah, it'd come down to right about there. And let's slide this on down and see if it fits all the way over the solder sleeve. Hey, and it does. Cool. Okay, now, if you take a look at this, we got a problem, though. This side is so wide, we're going to have to build it up a little bit. So to build this up, I'm going to slide this a little bit further. And I'm going to take a smaller one, something like this, and just stick it on there first. I'm first going to cut it. And this is how you build the wire up in order to get your heat shrink tubing to fit on there. Now the tricky part is if you ever have to do a closed one, you got to slide them all on in reverse. Okay, let's go ahead and heat up that one really quick. Get it out of the way and done. Move this down so I don't mess it up. And let's heat this thing up. Let's do this thing. Oh. And that is so small. I'm going to put another one on there too, I think. I'm going to have to get a little bit bigger one. A little bit bigger now. There we go, that should work. I want to make it a little bit shorter. A little bit shorter now. And you will slide that all the way on to that other piece. And just like that. So you can kind of see how that is coming together there. So you can kind of see how I'm building it up. All right, and now that that's built up, we're going to slide this one back down. And we're going to stick it right like that, so it can still almost like telescoping. Then we're going to go ahead and heat shrink it all right on there, just like that. All right, let's just let it sit so it can kind of cool. I think that will be pretty good. Then we'll do the same to the red side. Yes, that'll work really good. It will work awesome. All right. Now let's find another one of those long ones. No, it's too small. Too small. That's the problem. I got a whole bag of mixed heat shrink tubing. So trying to find the right size sometimes is like trying to find a needle in a haystack. See, some of these are so close in size. Yeah. The heat is on. Yeah. On the street now. Oh, what a mess. Is that the one I used? No. Okay, I think this is the one I used here. Okay. Excuse me. Let's slide it onto the red. I haven't even made the lights connect yet. I'm still just monkeying around with all the wiring. Yeah, this one's a little bigger than the last one, but I don't think I have any more. It was the same size as I just used. And then we'll use this little one. To build up our wire. Oops. I slid it on the wrong wire. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, there we go. Let's go ahead and heat that one up first. I feel like we just did this. And we'll get the one that's a little bit bigger. Yeah. You will slide it on. You know what? This is just too big. I'm going to see if I can find... You know, it is the one I used. You know what? I think that is actually. Okay, we'll set that right there. Yeah, I guess that is the one I used. And you will just heat that up. All right, let's let that cool. Keep it nice and straight. It's the painful part, waiting for it to cool. Cool now. So what I did here, you can see this giant mess in there. I actually used my 3D pen just to glue those lights in. So it's the same plastic as the actual housing here. So that's kind of funny. I aimed them all different directions so they'd light these up the best. All right, so now that we have those all lit or soldered, let's go ahead and strip this side. Hey Christopher, thanks. Happy New Year to you too. I only bought one turtle figure, and that was the Beastman figure. That's the only one I bought. And I have no plans of using him as designed. I have plans of customizing him for a different Beastman. So he's the only one I bought. Okay, so this question is, will there be enough power to run these 3 lights? We shall see. What a mess. Someday I need to get some real strippers. Okay, so before we get and start soldering or anything else, we're going to take these two, do a quick test on them, and see if we actually have enough power. So let me go and set this aside for a second, and let's move the 16 gauge. And where is my plug? There's this here. Here's this here. Let's get our temporary switch, and we'll hook up red to red. Ooh. There we go. We'll plug this in, hope for the best, and we'll plug in black to black and see if we have power. Hey, we have power. Not as bright as I want. Let's cook it to 12. Let's see if we can get it. There we go. So we do have lights. So I think I am just going to just use these 3 only for that one plug. Because if I hook too many more to it, they're not going to be very bright. And I want bright lights. Bright lights. Okay, well, I can already see my problem here. This is not going to be long enough for the solder sleeves. I'm going to have to cut this down further in order to get those solder sleeves to work. So here comes the fun part. I'm going to find some different scissors to try to get in there and not cause too much damage. Nah, it's going to be too hard to do. Just go for the gusto. Not even close. Not even close. It's funny, my friends and I were younger. We used to play Star Wars just like all the other kids did too. And my friend used to always get mad at me because my R2D2 could talk. He's like, R2D2 can't talk. He just goes beep, 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 beep. And I said, no, man. I said, my R2D2 can talk because he was programmed by Todd. And I gave him a voice modulator. So mine can talk. Yours can go boop, 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 boop all he wants. So it's kind of funny. Which is kind of weird they couldn't make him talk, you know, so he's inside the X-Wing fighter. What's the deal with that? Only time Duke Snothpopper could talk to him was when he was actually in his X-Wing. Yeah, that will work. That will work. Now, I do have some smaller ones. Check out these little itty bitty guys. That's what I'm going to use, I think. And you know what? This light is dying too. It is almost dead. Look at that. Good thing I charged the other one. I'll be right back with a new light. Actually, I have this one I can use for a little while. And I also got two others. All right, I got some more lights. I am ready to go. Okay. This one's not quite as bright, but that's okay. So, we know what we're doing now. We know how to do this. We've done it before. This should be easy. Easy, easy. Red to red, black to black. Funny, there's this one actress. I really like her. Her name's Claudia Black. If you guys know her or not, she was in Stargate, and she's also in the Continuum Stargate movie, and also the Ark of Truth. I guess she wasn't in Continuum, was she? Oh yeah, I guess she was. I don't know. Anyway, I just it's funny when she first came on the show, I was not a fan. But as time went on, I started to really like her character, and I really like the actress. And I gotta say, when I watched her in Ark of Truth, she played one of the bad guys because she was still possessed by the snake people, whatever their names are, and she did a really good job playing that role too, not just the role of the kind of sassy girl. I guess she was in Farscape, but I never watched that show. I guess the guy that was in Stargate was also in Farscape. They were in it together, but I never really watched Farscape, so I don't know. Okay, there we go. Let's raise this up. Rise up, gather around, rock this place to the ground. All right. Move that out of the way. Move that out of the way. All right. That is looking pretty well lined up, I think. So let's get our little solder sleeve in there. That one is itty bitty tiny. I should have done the red one first. You know what? I need to put this further back. Yep, I gotta do this one first. Being it has all of the conductor strands that want to separate on me. There we go. Beautimus. Oh, I almost forgot something really important. You know what I forgot? I forgot to prep these for my heat shrink tubing. Because now if I put that heat shrink tubing on, I can't just slide it on afterwards. So we got to plan this out. I want to have a thicker one here. Doesn't need to be very long though. But it has to go over both the black and the red together. So we will take these and slide this over both on this side. There we go. That will be good. And then I need a smaller one that will go from here to here. Yeah, that should work. And we'll just cut this in half. And we'll put half. My half is not quite half, so we'll make it half. We'll make them the same length. And this one has to go. Let's make sure it fits over the sleeve. Hooray, it does. And this one will go on this side. Just like so. And now we can stick that back on there. There we go. Forgot all about that. Okay, back to the drawing board. Oh yeah, Black Phoenix she was on Farscape too. Nice. So Juan Solo, is Farscape worth watching? Will I like it, do you think? Is that one of the shows you're like, oh yeah, that's a good one, Hebro? So you have to go back and watch that. I don't even know what it's about. Okay. My eyesight just ain't what it used to be. That's why I have this magnifying glass. So I can see what in tarnation I'm doing. What in tarnation is going on there? There we go. Okay. I think I got that now. It looks pretty good. if I could see it better in my phone than I can in real life. So I could slide this one in a little bit further. All right, let's heat her on up. Heat it up. So you guys can watch the soldering mayhem. I hate moving it while it's still wet like that, but it was so crooked. Go bots. Nice. The premise is an Earth astronaut gets tossed across the galaxy and has to deal with aliens and whatnot. It's a basic Buck Rogers premise, but really done well. Wow, it sounds pretty good. All right. Oh, I guess I should have pulled them both off at once. So, whew, one done. Now for the black one. Boom, boom, boom. This time I'll slide this heat shrink on first before I forget. Zoop. We'll get one of those nice little small solder pieces. We'll just wind that thing right up. Now I may have to go before before I finish this, just because I have stuff to mail. Somebody bought some new wrist cuffs from me for the He-Man Mondo figure, and I have to mail them off today before the post office closes. This has taken a whole lot longer than I anticipated. So I may not finish it, and this is one filming, unfortunately. But I will get one side done, at least. I'll have to do the other side in a different filming, probably. Why is this fighting me so? There we go. Jam on it. Jam on it. Jam on and on and on it. Okay. Oh! I kind of don't want to mess up the other solder sleeve, so I was trying to move it out of the way, and in doing that, I inadvertently... There we go. Okay, let's go and heat it up. My wife always laughs at me. Everything always takes 3 times as long as I anticipate. I don't see any solder in there. Did you guys see the solder melt? I'll inspect it in a minute. Oh yeah, I see some solder now on top. All right, let's look at your guys' comments while that's cooling. And then we'll do our test first, and then we'll put our heat shrink tubing on. I did not buy the Eternian guards. I got a ton of guards. I still have guards unopened, but I do appreciate you telling me about them. It was very tempting, and it's like, I don't need more guards. I don't need it. I don't need it. Let's see. Yes, the new Marvel BraveStarr figure is awesome. Wow, the wife sci-fi channel every Friday night. Okay, that has cooled. Let's test it first, and then we will. Whew, even with the tape, it still made a mark in the wire. Look at that. Look at that. All right, here goes our test. Let's see how well I soldered these all together. There's the lights. Here's the plug. Where's the battery pack? There it is. All right, and here goes nothing. Hooray! All right, let's do our final heat shrink on this, and then we will have this one. We'll install it and see how it looks into the fort. All right, so I have these two to slide down. Burp. Number 1 and number 2. Just gonna pull that back a little bit, leave a little gap on there. And there they are. And yep, this light is just not very bright. This was the first version of the lights. Time for the AA light. There we go. I remember this one show I really liked a whole lot too. I forgot what it was called, but the premise was there was this ship full of people that were all in hypersleep, and when they woke up, they had no idea who they were, and they end up being these criminals, but they didn't know that at first. And it had that lady from The Rookie. She was the captain. Well, she probably can't hear me over this hot gun. You're probably going, what is Hebrew saying? All right, gotta hold these straight while it cools. And then I'll slide this one over the top of all of it, and I will have it end right here at this point. What the heck, I'll just slide it now. Hopefully it's not too hot to start shrinking it. Burp. Oh, that is tight. Oop, oop, oop. All right, let's heat shrink the whole rest of this babe now, and it should be done. Let me move this piece out of the way so I don't accidentally melt my 3D print. Okay, that did not work out well. I was trying to twist the top in order to twist the whole unit, and I ended up twisting the wires inside. No. Okay, let's continue on. Right, let's hold this straight. That should all harden up soon, and then I'll be good. Well, this is cooling. Let me find, I can't let go of it. The wires are too stiff. They're going to end up ruining it. Okay. I gotta find out which MP3 player I have set up for this one. And it is this one here. And let's go ahead and install this thing. Let's install it. BraveStarr, not BraveStarr. Whatever your name is, stand over yonder. Now, I made these wires pretty long. I probably should have cut them before I soldered them together. Yeah, I was afraid of that. Nix sehr gut. Whew, that heat gun is still hot. I can feel the heat radiating off it from my arm. Okay, this is one of those split dividers right here, and if I take and pull it, it could potentially break right here on the side. I have to go get a tube to shove inside the hole. I'll be right back. don't think this will work. I think this tube is too big. Yeah, it is. Man. Hey, we got it and I didn't break it. That is good news. So now I can run this up here like so. Put that back together. Oh, that's right. I want my cabling to go in the back. That was our plan. All right, that doesn't look too shabby. Okay, let's go ahead and put this unit in. There we go. Yes. Now let's put this little piece on top of the unit. There we go. Now let's push the play button. Oh, I guess I gotta first set it up. Hold on. Hold on. 3 movies. We'll take the 2-hour one. Start over. Okay, there we go. We'll stick this back in there. Put that in there. Cool. Now he has his cool display module. Let's test the lights. Where is my battery pack? There it is. Yeah. That's right, you want the 90-degree angle piece. Ho! Look at that. Click-a-tat. Well, that is pretty cool. Now I got my screens all set up. My lights all set up. Rio, you are ready. Nice. Hey, Rick. Dark Matter. That's it. Thank you. Yes, I love that show, Dark Matter. I wish it would have continued on. It was really cool. Anyway, I think that's working really good now. I mean, We got the MP3 player playing the videos in all their respective quadrants. We got the lights all lit up with the light bright. Much better system than all the battery packs hanging down below. Granted, my wire's a little long, but I could do some wire management control later on. Make some nice little cable runs. And the wire is relatively out of the way. It goes straight up the back corner of the fort. And now I just got to do the other side too. And that'll be set. And of course I have a light running to over here too. You know, since this is running 3 lights, hey, I'm missing one of my light bright pieces. Light bright. Well, I'll have to get another one. I thought it'd be kind of cool to have the light bright pieces replaceable, so I didn't glue them in or anything. Let's see, I think I had a yellow one in there. I think that's what I was going for, so. Just stick a yellow one back in there. There we go. Oh yeah, that looks pretty cool. Make sure the screen's turned up all the way bright too. Let's see, settings, 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 settings. Display. Brightness. Yep, it's all the way up. Cool. You know what? I'm setting that video to... There we go, because I don't need to. It's funny, I tried printing this all as one piece, but it would not print inside the unit, so I had to make a separate little chunk that separates out all the different functions. Otherwise, it's just kind of weird, just having all these things just playing there. You got to have them separate. And so it kind of gives that illusion like they're all separate screens. Similar. Hold on, let me get it. Similar to the original, where it's got different screens for everything. So that's kind of what I was designing it on, was the original one, sort of. All right, well, thanks for joining me. I'll probably have another video later on doing the other side. And I'm probably going to find a third place to put a third light. You know, maybe I should just put a light right above here. That'd be kind of cool. Put a light above this one, a light above this one. Because this only has one light in it, I think. Yeah, it does. I wonder if I can run 4 lights. Put one here, one there, and one over the other piece. That might be the trick. Because I kind of wanted the jail lit up individually, so maybe not. I'll just do my 2 lights. 2 lights. That does look so cool. I'm so glad I didn't go with the glow-in-the-dark pieces I was trying to use originally. It looks so much better having that MP3 player just with a animated screen. I know, my wife always says I shouldn't groove on my own stuff. Rio's missing his sheriff star. Well, Juan Solar, you have to wait for the actual video I'm working on and find out why. So, wait and see. All right. Anyway, like, subscribe, tell your friends, and I will see you guys next video. Wow, hour and a half. It's a long time to put in 3 lights. Good journey, you guys.